Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Game, and Southern Mountain Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Angels with Scaly Wings, Adine's Path. I have no idea how all my data for this game got corrupted, but even reinstalling it, I cannot access my saves. So I'm having to skip ahead. So I'm back to where I was for Adine. I have no idea what happened, even installing it on another drive. It seems that my cloud saves themselves might be corrupted because it keeps giving me the RenP error screen whenever I try and actually load a save. So, whatever. I got it working again. So, anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. So this is where you live, Adine? Small but cozy. I'm back! That was quick. Being able to fly does have its perks, you know. Wait, you flew her back? Well, I am a delivery flyer. She doesn't get scared or anything? Not at all. She's such a brave little girl. So, what exactly is it that you do at the orphanage? I'm a volunteer. I help them out with whatever they need and sometimes take care of the kids. They only have so many social workers. The ratio is about one social worker for every 10 children, so it's good for the kids to spend some time one-on-one with someone they know. I guess you could almost call it babysitting, but for the kids, we basically become foster parents. The older they get, the less likely they are to be adopted. She might be too old to be considered soon. I'm afraid it's just not that easy. The actual numbers of adoptions aren't very promising either. I'm worried about what will happen to her if she doesn't find a family. We will still take care of her, of course, but it's not quite the same as having parents. I'd adopt her myself, but I don't think I could care for her properly. Not as a single parent with my packed work schedule. I still volunteer as often as I can, because if I don't, who will? Someone needs to be there for those kids. Nice of you. Thanks, but for me, it's not about being nice. I almost feel obligated to help, you know? Anyway, let's talk about something less depressing. Like what? Let me think. Oh, I just remembered that someone died here recently. Here in your apartment? No, not here, silly. That was close, though. Barely a block from here. Right, the murder of the maintenance guy. I remember that. Wait, it was murder? I didn't know that. I thought it was an accident or something. That's terrible. Sorry for mentioning it. Finding the first victim was already bad enough for me, and now I have to hear there was another murder in town? Wish I could get some good news for once. At least it wasn't you who was murdered. Maybe. I'll just focus on the bad things. It's no use lamenting something you can't change. Sorry, Keegan, I guess I should be more positive. It's just not always easy, you know? Maybe you'll get some good news soon. I hope so. It reminds me, I've got something I wanted to try on you. Try on me? It's nothing too dramatic. I read this magazine the other day and found a few interesting articles. Using her partial hand, she held up a magazine to show me its cover. A rather bold-looking female was presented on the front, adorned with trinkets like rings and jewels. Various headlines gave me an idea of the content within. It reminded me a lot of the typical gossip magazines back home. Lifestyle, the magazine for modern people? This issue even came with a set of fortune cards. I'm not sure what to expect. Isn't that the whole fun of it? What should we look at first? Alright, let's see. Here, this article talks about dreams and what they mean. Have you had any strange or recurring dreams lately? I've been dreaming of fire. Oh, God. But people I know. That could be for a variety of reasons. One theory is that dreams are a way for the brain to process day-to-day experiences, so it's not unusual to dream of people you've met. But a recurring dream involving the same people is a different story. That could represent strong emotions for or unresolved issues with that person. What about your dreams? It kind of feels like they're different every night. Most of them are nonsense, but sometimes I dream of people I used to know. What do you make of all this? A whole bunch of baloney, if you ask me. Even the article concludes that scientists haven't figured out exactly why we dream. It's a big mystery. Alright, let's move on. Oh, I thought you meant moving on from the magazine. Don't be such a sourpuss. There's some interesting stuff in there. The dream stuff wasn't so bad. See, I told you this was going to be fun. What's next? A personality test. Didn't you always want to know what kind of relationship would suit you? I guess that's what this magazine in the trash can. Oh my god, they're really pressing that. In that case, we'll find out what you think about yourself if what you think about yourself is true. Okay, first question. In a relationship, what role do you take? Switch it up every once in a while. Variety's the spice of life, right? Moving on to the next question. Wait, aren't you going to answer the questions too? Actually, I probably need to save it right here. Oh, God. No, oh, well, actually... No, I can wait. I already have a previous save. I'm good. In case I fuck this section up for whatever reason. Moving on to the next question. Wait, aren't you going to answer the questions too? I'll take the test after you. I don't want to keep track of both our scores at once. Alright. Question number 2. What is your favorite dessert? Oh, let's see. I do like me some lemon. Because she looks like she is the same color as a lemon, I'm going to pick lemon. That's unusual, but sounds really interesting. I'd love to try some. Here's the next question. What is your dream job? Stay-at-home parent. I'm with you on that one, but does that really qualify as a job? Are you questioning the almighty magazine? Forget I said anything. How many more questions are there? That's all of them. Now to look up the results. You have erectile dysfunction. No. Oh, that would be funny. The magazine says you're dead. Oh, it says here that the results are outlined in the weight loss booklet that came with the magazine, but I already knew that. I already threw that away. Oh, you asshole! Don't be an asshole! Yeah, how else would you know? There's no other way. I'll be at a loss for the rest of my life. But now we get to the best part. The fortune cards. Me too. How's that supposed to work anyway? I mean, they're just cards. How can they predict the future? Apparently there are different schools of thought regarding the use of fortune-telling cards. The cards themselves don't know anything. They're just a tool. So the information actually comes from somewhere else. But where, though? Well, one interpretation is that it's our subconscious who gives us the answers that we seek. Similar to how dreams can be interpreted, the interpretation of the cards is very dependent on the person itself and the symbols they recognize in the card's images. We recognize images that are relevant to our lives, and that gives us an idea about ourselves and our current problems. However, that is just the most grounded interpretation out there. Most people usually associate something more paranormal with fortune cards. One of those explanations is that the cards are our way to communicate with a higher being, a paranormal entity that knows more than we do and can give us subtle nudges using the cards. And who would that be? Explanations range from ghosts to angelic beings. One even involved humans. Really? Yeah, the people who would say you communicate with humans this way. And there was also something called higher self? Higher self? How come you know so much about this? Because I read the article about it. Oh. Okay, what should I draw for you? Why don't I get to be the one who's reading the fortune? Because I paid for this magazine, so the cards are mine. Okay, so what are my options? I could read your past, present, or future. What's it going to be? That seems important, so this part gets saved. Okay. Reading the past sounds a little strange since you already know it, but it might help you see things in a new light or give you a new perspective. Let me see what this card means. Your past is filled with fire, strife, and conflict, yet like steel you adopted it and were tempered by it. What didn't kill you only made you stronger. As a result, you grew up quickly and became a mature and decisive individual. You know what you want, and you have the potential to get it. What do you think about that? Is that so? Then it's up to you to keep learning from your past and moving forward with that knowledge. I guess that's everything the magazine has to offer. No, it isn't. To present. Christmas present. Let's see what it says about the present. According to this, understanding our present situation is paramount to understanding the future, as what we do now influences the future that will become our present. So, you know, coffee time. Oh, this is interesting. What does it mean? Crossroads are ahead of you. Be wary of your decisions, for the consequences may be dire. Careful actions may have rewarding results, but carelessness could have consequences reaching further than you might think. At least that's what the description says. What's your opinion on this? I feel like this is totally true, especially if you consider what it means for me to be here. I'm aware that whatever I do here could impact a lot of lives. I see. In that case, I agree that you should be very careful. Future. The prediction of the future is what most people associate with these readings. However, their purpose is to prepare the person in question for a possible future, rather than just predicting it. Oh my. What is it? The card we've drawn is associated with drastic measures, particularly those with a final conclusion. This can be interpreted in many ways, but it can refer to death, the ultimate conclusion. It can also mean many other things, like a violent outcome of a brewing conflict or a positive resolution of a long-running conflict. What do you think? I wonder if I should be worried. If anything, it's not supposed to make you worry, but give you some input so you can prepare for what is to come. And what would that be? I suppose you'll find out when that time comes. I guess that's everything the magazine has to offer. I guess that means you had fun then? Sure, let's call it that. So do you have anything interesting going on at the moment? I can't imagine what an ambassador life is like. It's been busy. I thought this whole thing would go by quickly and without any mishaps, but now it seems like there's always something happening. Oh, really? Yeah, I figured I'd come here, do the exchange, and leave again, but apparently it's not that easy. It never is. You speak like you've had experience as an ambassador. Well, no, but doing deliveries is similar. People ordering something, I fly to them. People order something, I fly to them. We exchange the product for payment, then I go back. It's basically the same thing. Yeah, sure. But things always go wrong. For example, imagine you have 2 deliveries to make and the first one goes smoothly, okay? I'm imagining it very hard right now. Alright, so you get to the destination of the second delivery and they actually check what you're handing them. Turns out that you mixed up the orders, but you already delivered the first one. That's certainly not a pleasant situation to be in. Now you have to go back to the first family you delivered it to, who by now have probably noticed that they got the wrong delivery and exchanged what you gave them for what they actually ordered. Right. But it turns out that they didn't mind the mix-up. As a matter of fact, they have already started eating what they got instead. It's not so bad that they aren't angry, but now you can't exchange the orders anymore, so you have to fly back to the restaurant to get the second order remade. Happens all the time. As a result, the people waiting for the second order do get angry, because their order has to be remade and delivered all over again. And the plot thickens. They complain, and of course, get their meal comped. The restaurant can no longer sell that first order you still have, so the orders for both families are deducted from your paycheck, and you end up eating nothing but ramen all week again, just so you can make rent this month. That is unfortunate. And that's why you always double-check your orders, because even a small mistake can have consequences reaching further than you'd think. Sometimes we just have to learn the hard way. I guess so. Anyway, what else have you been up to recently? Do you remember the stunt flying competition I told you about? Of course, I assume your participation is a given by now? Actually, I'm not so sure about that. I mailed the application earlier today, so hopefully it will arrive before the deadline. Or maybe I should just fly it over myself, while showing off a few moves, that is. You should fly over anyway to make sure you get in. It would be a shame if you couldn't enter because of a technicality. Yeah, I really should drop by. By the way, could you do me a favor? That depends on the favor, I suppose. It's kind of a long story, but there's something I need. You know some people at the police station, right? Yes. I think they're in possession of a map related to an underground building they found. I've heard about that. Oh, that's great! Maybe you can get them handed over. It doesn't even have to be the real thing. A copy would just be fine. What do you even need it for? Let's just say I'm interested in doing a little investigation of the police myself. What's so special about it? It's supposed to be a remnant of an earlier civilization, or maybe even something created by humans. Who wouldn't be interested in that? Even if you don't believe in the myths, it's still a fascinating discovery. How do I even ask for something like that? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated anyway. If y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!